Huh?
You're his cousin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You look familiar though.
What's your name?
Ricky.
Douglas.
Where you work with?
My work?
Yeah.
I'm an HR consultant.
Yeah, but I'm a feeling my brother.
What's your brother's name?
Jawara.
Oh, I know Rickey Gairey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we met in Kensington. That's right.
Yeah. Because I know the face familiar.
The man them a come in. The man them a come in.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? So is this your hood?
Not far.
Oh, you come and hang out and have a little drink? You came for Arrow?
Yeah, man. I just come to support that. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
I came through the last time. It wasn't busy like this.
Yeah.
But as long as anywhere he's spinning, I try to come and give a one check, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm an early morning. So
yeah, it's my family. I babysat him as a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I recognize you. I'm like, oh, I know this man.
Yeah.
Oh, I met him before.
Yeah, we're in Kensington. We're in a little gallery.
So, remember the little guy we went and checked, Social Auntie, he was in the gallery?
Yes, that's right.
So I still go by, he has hats and stuff at Brims.
Yeah.
So I'll go into Brims, you know, I don't know if you
Yeah, I know Brims, yeah, the hat shop, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go pick up some of his stuff, so.
Yeah.
Because I liked his energy, so I still support everything he's doing, and that's all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your name again?
Ricky.
Douglas.
Yeah,
Douglas,
Right.
Ricky. Just don't wanna be lonely. How you doing?
How are you?
I remember you from before.
What you
Douglas.
Tanya.
Yeah, I'm his cousin.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think I've been at a couple of events that you've been at. Yeah. I just don't wanna be lonely. I wanna be loved, needed, depended on to live a love I can't live. When you're gone, I just don't wanna be lonely. But did you grow up in this kind of music?
Oh yeah, man. Come on.
Did you grow up here or did you grow up in the Caribbean?
Here.
Oh, here. Okay.
See, my house, I grew up with my grandparents. So my dad was a bass player.
Oh.
But my family were one of the first Caribbean settlers here. So a lot of people that came from Jamaica came to our house.
Oh, wow.
Down on Brunswick Avenue. Yeah, man.
So would that be even some of the musicians who came into town?
Everybody. Well, like I said, my dad was a
And who was the
bass
most
player.
famous people you'd say who came through?
Well, at that time I'm small, I don't know these guys, but all those guys, Satellites, all of them artists. Rick James used to spar with my dad when he came here from
Fantastic.
Buffalo. Yeah, because my dad was that bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, man, he was that guy.
What was his name?
Lucky.
Lucky?
He used to cut hair out of Wisdoms.
Oh, yeah.
If you just say Lucky, everybody will know Lucky.
Wow.
But my grandfather, my great-grand-uncle, they were the pioneers kind of thing. Rickey Gairey,
Yes, I know, yeah.
you know that name. So like this is us, you know what I mean?
Dude, I was just telling them now, I'm starting to watch a series called Three Little Birds.
Yes, you know what? I got recommended to
Yeah.
that, and I was gonna start, but yeah,
You know.
wicked.
Yeah, there's another one called Black Cake.
Yes,
It was also pretty good.
I started watching
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one too.
yeah.
In England, the whole England
Yeah,
thing.
the whole English thing.
And that
right?
thing is a sham because they're trying to like tell all them people like they're not citizens and shit after they build up your country and what else is new, right? What else?
Yeah, all that Windrush people who
Yeah.
they came to do whatever,
Yeah.
and now go back.
Yeah, you know, we thank you for your services. Not even thank you.
Not even thank you. Almost like they're criminals. Like you've overstayed your welcome. You're now illegals.
So I don't don't know if you know the story of Rickey Gairey, but
No, what's this?
his son went skating with a bunch of his friends, Jewish friends, up in North York, I believe it was, City Parks and Rec, and they denied him because he was black.
Right.
So my uncle went to City Hall, fought so that all people could skate on public parks and stuff like that. So if you go down to Bathurst and Dundas, the rink down there is
Skating
named
court,
after
yeah.
him, Rickey Gairey.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Skating court there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
the
realize
Rickey Gairey
that.
rink. Yeah. If you go online and you go for a public
Yeah.
skate, it'll say the
I know it's so
Rickey Gairey.
interesting because one of the things I'm struck by whenever I go by there,
Yeah.
there's a lot of black young people,
Yeah.
either ice skating or roller skating.
Or skateboarding when it's
skateboarding,
time.
because even this summer when I
Yeah.
think one of the companies sponsors a skating thing, I'm always struck how many young black men
Yeah,
are,
man.
and women too sometimes,
Yeah.
are in there.
So
So did you, when you were, because something I've just been doing, because I do a lot of this video documenting stuff when I go in the city, and I always say to people, I did that project with my aunts and uncles, and my dad unfortunately passed because he had a lot of family history. So I'm always saying to people, have you, like even you have, that's amazing. Did you ever sit down and interview and document, or have they been already by other people?
By other people, I
Right.
mean, there's a book out on him and stuff, but for me, growing
But even
up,
your dad. I
yeah,
mean,
well, exactly, right? So my dad is a tough nut to crack because we try to talk to him about stuff and he'll give us bits and pieces, but he's so secretive with it, like a lot of it, you know what I mean? Because he lived that life, and I'm telling him, it's for your grandkids and your legacy to when you get around people and they start talking, that's when you hear it.
Yeah.
So maybe actually it's interesting because a friend of mine in the States was thinking like he wanted to do a documentary on him and stuff like that. But maybe we'll get it out of him.
But I like what you just said, because even now, I'm just randomly and then I meet you and now I've got something
So
here.
you got something there, man.
But what you just said is it probably feels as if for him to, okay, Dad, let's sit and talk.
Yeah.
Then it becomes, but if he's just round and other things are prompting him, you just turn your thing on, man, and just document him. And then even that dynamic is probably an interesting one to capture, because the people he's around will probably have little bits of their own memory and, you know, round it out.
Well, there's a lot of history for him, and especially in the city, because growing up in the 60s and stuff, a lot of the new immigrants and stuff that came in, the young people, especially in the city, gravitated towards downtown.
Right.
And he was kind of that guy downtown. So Yorkville, for example, I hear all these stories. They said, man, when your dad was here and when we were in Yorkville, nobody messed with us. And that's the kind of appreciation, like, those are the kind of stories, and I'm like, well, in what sense? And he goes, in every sense of the word, right? So, and it wasn't like my dad was a towering presence, but he was an entity unto himself, right? He had that kind of knack. He was street, you know, he had a nice family and stuff, but when we got here, my grandparents, his parents, didn't know much about the education system.
Right.
So they ended up putting him in a school, which was at the time Jarvis Collegiate, what we would call for, you know, delinquents or the bad, and they had no clue at the time.
Right.
So now you're product of your environment and stuff, and he had that galvanizing energy around him, so people always stuck with him, and from there it was kind of history. His roadmap was his own roadmap. Here he had this big family that was well known, and he was astray doing his thing, creating his own family on the streets, and taking in all comers kind of thing, right? So yeah, he was like, and then one day, in and out, like, he didn't take shade, and they were the rebellious ones, they're like, he had a trade, but he didn't want to be in the trades because he didn't want a boss, and you know what I mean? So other things, you get into trouble here and there. And one day a band member, I can't remember his name, he just recently, a trumpet guy, pulled him aside because he was known. He said, Lucky, come here, man. And gave him a bass guitar and said, learn this.
Wow.
And my dad, the closest thing he had to music was his brother, my uncle who passed, his guitar, and he used to play it when he was younger to the radio, and that was it. But when he gave him this bass and told him 3 strings, in 2 days he was in Montreal playing, and it was all by ear.
Wow.
He picked it up, self-taught himself all by ear. To this day, he can't read the music.
Wow.
And when it was 2 days, 3-day turnaround, he was in Montreal the rest is history, man.
Brilliant.
He became the guy the go-to guy, and I can't tell the stories, but when you hear
You're
it,
doing pretty good. You're doing pretty
when you
good,
hear
you
it,
know?
no, but when you hear the magnitude of it,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. Because my uncle also had one of the first West Indian clubs. It was called the WIF Club, West Indian Federation. And it was a meeting place. It was at Brunswick and College.
Right.
It was a meeting place for, like I said, new immigrants to the city. So during the week, it was a community hub.
Right.
You know, you come, you cook, you clean, you know, you bake, you meet friends, whatever. But on the weekend, it was the WIF Club. So dance, party. And at that time, they used to bring not even some local acts, but international acts, dance groups and coups and stuff down, and they would perform and stuff. So I hear my aunts talking all the time of coming up Brunswick on their high heels when they get home in the middle of the night, cooking, dumpling and all them things. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And them times, you know, people from all over, you know, were living with us and staying with us, and some became like family too.
Yeah.
Some we never saw again, but most people. I remember waking up with my grandmother in the bed, and there's a stranger beside us. I'll never forget, like a stranger, and it's somebody my grandfather was bringing back from Jamaica and giving them a fresh start. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was the kind of environment I grew up in, as like a community hub, but they were always doing for people, and you know, my grandmother, you know, she's feisty. You know, they born in Jamaica but raised in Cuba, so she had that whole fire with her and stuff. So it was a nice mix, man.
And so did any of you pick up the musical instinct?
You know what? The music, I mean, I played the alto sax in high school, and I did it for a credit. Next thing you know, I was in the band, you know what I mean? Played at all the performances, and not that. I was more into sports. So I loved the sax for the time, and I loved playing in the band, but I didn't pick it up more than that, man. I used to sing and stuff, sing in the choirs and stuff. My grandmother always had me in the church and in part of the drama and all that. But yeah, none of us, like I've got what, 5 brothers, 2 sisters. None of us really picked up the music. You know what I mean?
But in a way, you are your family is like a foundation for even what we're seeing right now. Even us being in this space. It's about how black people get to occupy space.
Yeah, them and a handful of other families, for sure. I mean, if you know, not so far from here is what they call Blackhurst.
Yeah.
Right? So that's Bathurst and Bloor area.
Yeah.
So you know the whole history of down that way, and all the merchants, so-called entrepreneurs that set up and established that whole area, from Lloyd's and the other barbershop. Joyce West Indian. Oh my God.
Yeah,
oh my God. Lenny's Third World Bookstore.
Yes.
To where you have now different book lists.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there was Lloyd's, and right beside Lloyd's was the other barbershop, Golden, yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, rich history.
So interesting to talk to Errol, and because he's playing these different beats.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is his dad and his granddad's collection, because his granddad was a big DJ.
Okay.
His dad also played music right in the house.
So he inherited all that music.
So I said to him, where you're buying some, he says actually hasn't had so far, because that's how deep it is and wide it is. And his dad
amazing.
his granddad particularly was he was an elite kind of DJ. I mean, not a DJ to go DJ out.
Yeah.
But you know how some people just buy music and play in their home?
Yes.
I remember every time I go over this place,
man.
he was sitting in the corner, just putting on records.
That's awesome, man. I mean,
so it's not surprising that Errol's been inspired to
but
become
when you
this.
think about it, when I think about it too, there's a few homes, like I had one of my aunts, she married was my uncle, and back in those days, he had one of the first record labels up on Vaughan. I don't remember the name of it,
wow.
and they were pumping out artists. And he's a big sound guy back in then. And my cousin now, his son became a DJ. And then he's got racks and racks and racks of records in his place. And I'm like, wow, look at this, man. Look how valuable this is. You know what I mean? This is unbelievable. And there's different parts of my family and stuff that all these records, and they still have them. And I'm hoping that, you know what I mean, somebody does what Errol's doing. It just takes a passion and just rolls with it, because what's old is new again. You know what I mean? And that kind of era music won't go out of style, because true musicians, classic music, all of the riffs, all of the melodies are still being duplicated today.
Exactly.
We're almost 100 years later, and they're still using the same bass lines and all that.
Well, it's like how when you think about how soca, Afrobeat, reggae, dancehall, calypso, all of it now, sometimes you hear it and you go, wait a minute, it takes you a while to, which one is it? Because it's all now a hybrid blend.
Yes, there you
right?
go. There you go.
Because ultimately the culture is, the history and the heritage is, and root is Africa, right? It's the drum, and you know, and then everybody plays with it in diasporic ways, right? And in a way, even the current generation of Afrobeat artists are really acknowledging that, you know, it's really about sometimes the diaspora returning to the motherland and then playing with what they have historically to play with. So we're just a back and forth conversation right now.
It's building on foundation, right? Nothing just came out of thin air.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You didn't just come and develop this. It started somewhere, so.
What? I forgot to ask about your cap, your hat.
Oh, original brims.
It looks like it's like a collector piece.
Yeah, he had a collector piece in there, and like I said, I was in there shopping, and he said, "Yo, hold
who's
this."
it by? You know?
Brims made it.
So he made it.
He made it for an event. Yeah, Damien down at Brims,
man. 2022.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the Hennessy, and then there's a whole. Let me see the message.
Yeah.
Chronic. No, it's very cool. It's very. It looks like it's a one of a kind piece.
Yeah.
Year of the Tiger.
Go in there and, you know.
Yeah, I have a few for him too.